Widespread washout material, but we do have some storms already in place, some of which have reached severe levels. So here's the metro, the Twin Cities. We kind of have 3 pockets, one to the north, one to the northwest, and then one just off to the west. Now, there was a tornado warning that was radar indicated just recently with this group of thunderstorms that has now been downgraded. We have severe thunderstorm warnings in place, one for Stearns County, the other one for Stearns and Kandiyohi County. These storms are moving to the east at 20 miles per hour, so they're slow moving, but watching for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch diameter hail possible in this radar scan, just so that you could see the storms. And also heavy rain is a potential with any storms coming up here. Also notice just to the south of Olivia, that's where we also have one thunderstorm in place. In the metro, not dealing with storms yet, but your forecast for the rest of the evening brings the potential. We do have some of these isolated showers and storms possible as we go throughout the next few hours. Sunset is 9:03 tonight. As we head into sunset, that's when we anticipate a lot of this activity will start to die out. So it's going to be iffy. It depends upon where you're at as to if those thunderstorms will be over you during that firework time frame. I'll take you through our next week. It passed today, a dry stretch. That July heat and humidity will continue, and then rain returns. It comes back into the forecast basically as we go into the middle of the week. Here's what's going on. So here's our thunderstorms. All of these orange boxes are severe thunderstorm warnings that are in place. Here's the metro region, so it's kind of circling us off to the west. So let's zoom into some of these pockets. Just off to St. Cloud, that's where we have one severe thunderstorm warning that is in place. You can see Benton, Sherburne, and also Stearns County watching for 1-inch diameter or maybe even a little bit larger hail or 60-mile-per-hour winds with this storm. This storm is moving to the east and it's slow moving. Most of these are pretty slow moving, which means you're looking at storms that could be firing up near you or above you and then dropping a lot of rain over you. So watching for that flash flooding potential. Also noticing some lightning for those of you in St. Cloud right now and further off to the east. Then we had 2 severe thunderstorm warnings here. One of them has just dropped, so now we just have this one severe thunderstorm warning that is in place. Basically watching these storms further to the west, and they are continuing to progress to the east. Here's our next future radar. Doesn't quite line up exactly with our current radar, and that's one thing we look at with our forecast models. It gives us an idea as to how good this thing's trying to figure the atmosphere out. And to be honest, with these pop-up afternoon storms like this, the placement of them can be iffy. So notice our next future radar does continue to pull these storms to the east over the next hour or so, but I think it's possible they could scrape on into the metro area. Notice as we go into the evening, we still pull some of these storm chances through the metro. 9-10 p.m., about the time the fireworks shows start happening, it's possible you could have some storms in your area, but notice it's not for everyone. So it's going to be close. But once we start to see the sunset, we'll see those thunderstorm chances really start to drop off. That being said, especially during the daylight hours, any of those storms that do fire up, 1 out of 5 severe weather threat. You could see this here, hail damaging winds, also flash flooding, something we'll have to watch with some of those storms. Some of the storms have already produced some hail off to the west. Let's talk temps. Average tonight, 65 for your low, but it's still a little humid. Tomorrow, we're back to 85 for your high. Highs in the 80s across the region. We'll bring back the sun. We'll have a dry forecast for tomorrow. Still will be humid. Maybe add a few degrees to these air temps. Some people like it, so yeah. I get it.
And for tonight, this is just a tough setup to know when and where the storms could pop. So you really just got to be paying attention to the sky above.
And a radar app, check it, and then go inside for a little bit. Hopefully it moves on through, and then you're back out.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Lisa.
Some of those storms still could be hanging on during firework time frame. Here's what's going on now. This is your current radar picture. See Mora, severe thunderstorm warning off to the east there. Storm stretching from Mora through Baldwin, just past to the southeast of St. Cloud, but stretching back to Litchfield. We do have a flash flood warning in place for the St. Cloud region. Benton, Sherburne, Stearns counties goes until 7 p.m. just because of the heavy rainfall in place there. Also, St. Cloud did report quarter-size hail and had a severe thunderstorm warning that's not in place. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in place for Kandiyohi and Meeker counties, 1.5 diameter hail along with 60-mile-per-hour winds possible with this storm. Storm is moving to the southeast like 20 miles per hour, so it's slow moving, which means a lot of heavy rain that's coming out of these storms could lead to some flash flooding. Timing it out to Grove City here at 6:04, Litchfield at 6:20 p.m. So we'll continue to watch this batch of storms that are slowly progressing to the east, meaning yes, in the metro area we could be dealing with some thunderstorm activity as we go throughout this evening. Your forecast, including the Twin Cities metro region, keeps some storm chances coming up going through the evening hours. Sunset's 9:03 as we head into that time frame. Storms hopefully will have passed off and you can get back outside, but we do have to watch Sora going through Baldwin. We've already seen this move through St. Cloud. That's where there was a report of quarter-size hail and also a flash flood warning that's still in place due to the heavy rain. And then going all the way back to Wilmer. Here's where we have a severe thunderstorm warning that is in place. Candy, Ojai, and Meeker counties going till 6:45. The storm's moving to the southeast at about 20 miles per hour with 1.5-inch diameter hail or 60-mile-per-hour winds. The main threat with the storms, Lake Elizabeth coming up here at 6:21. Danielson 6:23. Got to get off the lake with this one. There's also lightning associated with it too. I just turned off the lightning tracker. Sometimes there's so much lightning with these storms you can't even see the storm, so that's why we do that. But you can see this storm is pushing off to the east. It's to the northwest of Ellsworth. Whole line is pushing off to the southeast. So here's where we have Coon Rapids metro area. That does mean if you're in the metro region over the next few hours, we have that potential for these storms riding on through. Next future radar does pull that potential through going through 9 p.m. Sunset's 9:03. About then, 9:10 is when a lot of the storms start to die out. So then it's going to be possible that either those fireworks are going to be delayed or they'll be rolling through just about the time the show gets started, and it depends upon where you are as to what you're going to get out of that. So it's going to be close, but I do think some of these locations will be able to make it through those festivities. If you're talking before that, that line's on the way. Thunder roars, go indoors, get inside once you hear some of the thunder. Wait 30 minutes before you get back outside. Here's the 1 out of 5 severe weather threat because the hail damaging winds, also flash flooding a potential with those storms. With temps right now at 85 here in the Twin Cities, talk about rain cooled air. I would say that's what's going on in St. Cloud at 66, also in Brainerd because of those storms up there. And then add a couple degrees to that, maybe a degree or so when it comes to the humidity. That feels like temp tonight down to 65. Your low here in the Twin Cities. Tomorrow back to 85 for your high. High temps in the mid 80s, and we're rain free tomorrow. It'll still be humid. Dew point's still in the 60s. We call it humid or very humid with the dew point tracker. Next 7-day forecast though. Once we dry out tonight, we're dry going through Tuesday daytime hours. We get hot again though.
90s.
I know. Yeah, forget
and
that.
And then making it feel like triple digits, that wasn't fun.
That was not fun at all.
Oh, especially for women who are pregnant.
The pregnant ones, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Lisa.